Dan Brzezowski from allaboutminibikes.com, and what I have here is a magazine from the July of 1972 mini cycle magazine, but it also says combined with Mini Bike Guide, because Mini Bike Guide magazine was the first magazine, and then as the bikes changed over to mini cycles, then eventually the name totally changed to Mini Cycle Magazine. But what's interesting on here, because you can see this is a mini cycle in here, is that they were making the changeover, but there was mini bikes were still very, very popular, but mini bikes were gaining so much traction. Well, they were a little bit more expensive, but they were more reliable, could do more. You still had the mini bikes going on here. Super Bronc, really nice looking. Another thing that came through a lot coming up here were the three-wheel vehicles also. So they were going to make their boom coming up also when Honda came out with theirs, so on and so forth. And here's a Cami in here. So those are mini cycles. And you had the torque converters like that going on for the mini bikes to try to get them to perform more and better. And as you can see, this right here is the mini cycle look. It's probably got a Sachs motor on there. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. Right here is the Cami. The Cami was like a mini cycle. But again, as I was saying, you were watching a lot of things change here. And so the three-wheelers were making a big splash at the time. They looked fun. They were fun. Here's the Benelli. All kinds of parts. This was basically the Amazon of the day. You would get your magazines and look. And go-karts were still around, okay, and popular, and they were being also advertised in Sears magazines, Montgomery Ward, J.C. Penney. You could get them at your hardware stores. Brink's Bargain City a lot of times had them, Kmart, so on and so forth. Again, here's another three-wheeler over here. They were making this. They were really getting into the market there, the three-wheelers. Elgato is really, really nice looking bike. Almost picked up one of those recently. So again, you could buy parts for your mini bikes. This was like going to Amazon or whatever, but it was mail order. You'd put your money in there, your check, whatever, send it off, and then they would send you the parts that you needed. That's a Toro. So if you take a look at this way, sorry, at this ad right here, see the difference here? You had your type of mini bike, mini cycle, snowmobile, four-wheeler, as well as the go-kart. Did a lot of reviews they did on a track test, I'm saying, on these bikes, which was really cool. Front end kits. You learned about leading link, suspension, and as well as your standard fork tube shocks. Here they're covering three wheels, go round and round. That's a pretty good article in here too. These guys these weren't great handling three-wheelers. So when they were off-roading and muddy and doing little jumps and that, it was a lot rougher. Bonanza Cyclone, MK11. Good article on that too. These vintage magazines, here's model contests. These vintage magazines are really good because there was so much variety in them at the time. So much variety. And you can tell these 1970s. Look at the pants and things like that. In fact, it's funny. Look at this. Kid here's got a football helmet on. But again, this was just the beginning. And so it hadn't been really, really fashionable. You had what you had, and you rode with it, whatever it was, boots, helmet, anything for protection. And fashion wasn't the passion at the time. But anyway, so this is from 1972. Hope you enjoyed it. You can find these magazines on eBay. And they're not too cheap, but they're not too expensive. Just depends. Anyway, thanks for watching. Comment if you can. And appreciate you doing that. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great day. And also, if you want, tell me if you like these magazines or not. I'd appreciate that.